Welcome. It's day 77, I believe, of learning to shave with a straight razor. However, the show, as if you've been kind of following along last week, was renamed A Shave and a Song because I've decided to add some music to a shave, so you don't just have to sit idly by and watch me learn how to shave. But we'll continue maybe numbering the days up through day 100, and then I'll probably just stop numbering the days and just go straight with the music. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see, what are we doing today? I'm going to be shaving with my Dovo 6/8 Bismark. I have my scuttle all ready to go. I don't know if I can show you this. I've got a little bit of water here and I don't want to waste it just yet. This is my homemade shaving soap batch number 2. Batch number 2. I tweaked the recipe a little bit. I think I got the fragrance right. This is a different fragrance. I didn't go with the sandalwood. I went with a combination of fragrances, and I'm thinking about calling it Oriental Trade Winds or something like that. I don't know yet. That's what I'm leaning to. So I'm going to use a little bit of the bloom water here and just kind of wet my face just a little bit, and we'll wet it more as we get ready for the shave. So let's see how that lathers up, shall we? Today, for our song, I'm going to be playing something by an artist named Michael Hedges. Now, Michael Hedges isn't an unknown artist. As a matter of fact, if you know anything about guitar, especially slap guitar, I guess, on the acoustic, you know Michael Hedges. I don't know that he's ever been on the charts, as, you know, the top 40 charts or commercial charts, but anybody who knows anything about guitar, they know Michael Hedges. I'm going to be playing a song called Follow Through, and I'll explain why I chose this particular piece out of all the ones that I could have chosen. It's starting to foam up pretty good. Right now I'm just loading the brush, and then I'll really lather it in my scuttle. It's a thirsty soap, but again, that's normal with this, I think. So anyway, this particular song called Follow Through, well, let me tell you about Michael Hedges first. Michael Hedges, he's known, like I said, for the slap harmonics, meaning, you know, kind of slaps the strings as he plays. He's also known for two-handed playing, means that he plays with both hands at the same time, so when one hand is doing whatever it's doing, you know, down here, the other hand, left hand, is really working the fretboard, and he's also known for slapping the wood of the acoustic guitar to add percussion. And sometimes he's doing it all at the same time. And when Michael plays certain songs, you could just swear that there are more than one musician, 2, 3, 4 musicians playing with him at the same time, and it's all just him. Just a fantastic guitarist. He's also trained in flute, so some of his music, studio albums, and well, some of the live stuff has him playing flute as well. If you have ever seen the movie August Rush, you get the idea of what slap harmonics is. You know, not really classic finger picking or regular plastic picking a guitar. It's more of a slap playing and playing on the fret. So that August Rush kind of really shows what that's like. And the gal, I say gal, the woman, the lady who actually played the music on August Rush, and you think the little kid's doing it, but you know, there's a studio musician doing it. She actually was inspired by Michael Hedges. Now, excuse me, let's get the face wet and lather it up, or paint it on, lather it up a little more. There we go. All right, so he has a number of albums out. He was signed to the Windham Hill label, which is kind of new age instrumental stuff. And he has some great albums. The earlier albums I really like because they're mainly instrumental. And he just really excels on that. Some of the newer albums, when I say newer, I mean, 1990s, he adds some vocals. And I'm not really thrilled with those studio albums. The live stuff is out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. For example, this particular song called Follow Through, I can't tell you when it was written. I don't know. However, I do know that it is on a studio album, 1994, I think. It's a studio album, The Road to Return, but on it, it has a whole bunch of different instruments. You know, he plays flute, there's all kinds of stuff. It's not just him and the guitar. However, if you turn back the clock a little bit, you can see that he's playing live this song, Follow Through, as early as 1985. So 9 years prior to actually recording it in his studio, he's playing it live. And I got to tell you, when he's playing it live, it's just him and the guitar, no other instruments. And it is just 1,000% better song. I just don't care for the studio version. That's not to say his studio albums aren't any good. He has great studio albums, you know, such as Aerial Boundaries and things like that. They're just out of this world. But I think that he really shines when he's doing live as well. All right, let me do the first pass and then we'll get to the song. He has done some fantastic covers as well. If you listen to some of his live stuff, he covers The Who's Pinball Wizard. I love that version. He also covers the Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter, as well as one of my favorite covers that he does. I guess I better concentrate so I remember what it is I'm doing. Mirror's starting to fog up a little bit. Time to add some more defogger. One of my favorite covers that he does is Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. Been kind of working on that little pimple or something down there for a couple of days, and today it's deciding it's time to come off. So, woohoo! Anyway, I used to think Jimi Hendrix had the best version of All Along the Watchtower, and I still love Jimmy's version, but I'm a huge fan of Michael Hedges' version as well. You'll have to, and maybe I'll play it. Maybe not today, but maybe in the future I will. There's so many that I'd like to play. I first heard Michael Hedges probably in 92, 93, off of Windham Hill, it's a compilation, Windham Hill album, sample album I guess is what it is. Has a bunch of their different artists, the people who play under the Windham Hill label, and Michael Hedges is one of those. And on that particular album, he's playing a harp guitar. So it's like a guitar with a bass harp on top of it, attached to it. And he's playing a song called Because It's There. And it's a great tune. For the longest time, I thought that there was 3 of them on stage playing. And it wasn't until I saw it played on YouTube many, many years later that it was like, oh my gosh, it's just one guy playing this. So check out some of his albums and see what you like. Sadly, we lost Michael Hedges in a car accident back in 1997, and his fantastic writing and music and playing it came to an end, and that's one of those where that one hurt. You know, it's kind of like losing Stevie Ray Vaughan and guys like that. So I'm gonna lather up here and paint the face here, the second pass, and then we'll start the music. The reason I chose this song is it's not as complex as some of his instrumentals. You know, the basic pattern repeats over and over again. But I chose it because it's a great example of him doing a little bit of everything. You know, doing the slap harmonics, doing the percussion beat on the wood frame, and also playing with both hands at the same time. And he's able to continue that while he's also singing. So just an amazing, talented individual. That's why I chose this. It's a good song, don't get me wrong. I really like this particular song, but I like some of the other pieces a little better. Especially Rickover's Dream, I really like that one, as well as Aerial Boundaries. So this particular iteration of the shaving soap has done well. I like the lather, I like the stability. I think I got the fragrance dialed in a little bit more. I'm learning as we go. I actually bought a mold now so I can actually make some round pucks before I invest in the jars so they don't look as nasty. Okay, for pass number 2, we're going to start Michael Hedges. Not sure the year. But this one comes from, I think, 1986. He's playing live in California somewhere. So this is Follow Through by Michael Hedges.
Make up a story when you go to sleep tonight. Wake up in the morning and hold it down deep inside. And you can be a dreamer. You can be your dreams come true. Just let imagination lead reality, but follow through. Some of us dance to the sound of fortune and fame. Others wanna march all around defending their domain. But follow through. If darkness and pressure try to turn your story down, look back, think hard about how that story really sounds. a story when you go to sleep tonight. Wake up in the morning and hold it down deep inside. And you can be the dreamer. You can be your dreams come true. Aren't you? Let imagination lead reality. It'll follow through. It'll follow you. It will follow through.
Follow through. Michael Hedges. What do you think? I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, the guitar playing pattern was it repeated itself throughout the song, but I wouldn't say it was simplistic. It may sound simplistic, but when you watch the guy play, he's doing it all himself, and it's far from simplistic. And that's the thing I like about music and the stuff that I listen to, is that, you know, if you limit yourself to just commercial music, meaning what is simply played on the radio, and you go by billboards, or, you know, I don't know if billboards is really as meaningful as it was when I was growing up, you know, Billboard magazine and whatnot, but if you just limit your stuff to what commercialism says, hey, here's what's popular right now and here's what you should listen to, you're going to miss out on some fantastic music that is so much better than what's being played on the radio. And don't get me wrong, I love the stuff that's played on the radio. I don't mind it at all. It's good stuff. But there's some really good stuff out there that never makes it to the radio, yet it's really good. So if you get the chance, you might check out some YouTube videos of Michael Hedges. Maybe purchase some of his stuff on iTunes. But just, I need to wipe this mirror off. Just introduce yourself to some of these artists that, you know, maybe you may not be as familiar with. And perhaps, like I said, you may not have even have heard of Michael Hedges before today. I must admit that in preparing for today, I was trying to decide which Michael Hedges tune I wanted to play. So I just listened to a whole bunch of them in the shower. Well, not a whole bunch, a few. I don't take that long in showers. might need to run my razor on the 12,000 grit stone. I got a couple of nicks today, which I normally don't get at all. But they're very, very shallow, so they won't be noticeable when I'm all done here. Okay, let's go to the cold water, shall we? Well, the shaving soap, number 2, seemed to be okay. Very, very thirsty. So I'm still trying to dial in about how much water to use with it. I'll get there though. All right. Feeling good. Didn't dry out the face. Nice and you know, kind of leaves it moisturized. So that's good news. That's always the concern, is you may get a good soap that really lathers well, but when it comes to moisturizing, you know, that's the thing about shaving soap, is the things that build the lather and keep the lather, the longevity of the lather, those are also the things that dry out your face. So you have to balance it with those additives that do the opposite, that moisturize the face, but if you add too much of it, it will leave the shaving soap very mushy and oily, and you definitely don't want that. So it's just finding the balance, and I'm figuring it out. But at this point in time, I'm not unhappy. I'm using Tabac today. Mainly because I have such a big jar of it, big bottle of it, and it's a good scent, and we'll see if it complements Oriental trade winds. There we go. I always like to massage it in just a little bit. I enjoy this part too. Okay. We are getting ever closer to the 100th shave. I'm going to have to skip a day somewhere so that the 100th shave doesn't fall on a Sunday but falls on a Monday. I almost skipped a shave today and I said, yeah, no, not today. So maybe next week. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed Song and a Shave today, or Shave and a Song. I got to remember the title. Shave and a Song. It was Michael Hedges. Follow through. Check him out. He's got a lot of great stuff. Probably later on down the line, I'll play some more Michael Hedges. Definitely want to play because it's there, and I really want to play all along the Watchtower as well. I'd love to play them all, but there's a lot of artists that I want to get to as well. So join me next time for the next song. Until then, happy shaving, everybody, and live life.